It's me, I'm C, and this is Kickback Astrology. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Alright, I quit. But you know what time it is. Grab your guards, grab your woodies, grab your glasses, do what you need to do. Kick back how you kick back. I'ma kick back how I kick back. And let's get into some of these birth charts. Come on with it. Now, Kentrell, aka Youngboy. Good call that man. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Like I said. Now his moon is in Pisces. Now with his moon in Pisces, this just kind of reinforces that shyness and that more of a milder energy, more of a laid back kind of energy. Because the moon is your feelings, the moon is your emotions, the moon is the way that you are at home. The moon is your response, your reactions to things, not necessarily your action, but how you react. That's what the moon is all about, how you feel on the inside at the end of the day, you know what I mean? That's what your moon is all about. So with his moon being in Pisces, and Pisces being all about the world. Like Pisces is about everything. Pisces encompasses all of the signs. Pisces is about everything is everything. That's what Pisces is all about. Pisces is about illusion, rose color, wearing rose colored glasses, not necessarily being able to see the truth and see things clearly. That's what Pisces is. Pisces is just a melting pot of everything. It's all about the subconscious. It's all about the greater good of the world. What the entire world means. This is the last sign. This applies to everybody, and it also can relate to foreign countries and foreign objects and things like that, like international, not just national fame. This could be international. Everybody knows you. This is everything. Everything is everything. So with his moon being in Pisces, he feels everything. He feels everything. Like stuff you wouldn't even think that he thinks about, like he thinks about, because you're taking your feelings and you're putting that in a sign of everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else and everything else, and a bunch of confusion, a bunch of mayhem. You got enemies in there, you got religion in there, you got seclusion in there, all of that. Like that's what Pisces is all about, like sacrifice, all of that. So with that being his moon, this is how he feels. Like he feels connected to everything. Like he feels on a higher level. He feels everything. Probably when people are around him, like he knows what they're going. Like they don't have to tell him anything. Like he knows, and he probably empathizes with them in some form or fashion. He probably tries to save a lot of people, because Pisces can be the person who tries to play the hero or tries to take burdens off of people's back, and they'll take on other people's burdens and things like that. So he probably does that a lot. He probably is taking care of a lot of people right now who don't even have his best interest at heart. This is why he's probably always paranoid. He thinks somebody's out to get him. He always feels like he has enemies. This has to do also with another aspect in the chart, but we'll talk about that in a minute. This moon in Pisces, along with making him sensitive, and that's sensitive to everything. He probably has allergies and everything. He's just sensitive. He's sensitive to smells. He probably smells things before everybody else smells and stuff like that. He's just sensitive, and he can like this is probably really. This just reinforced his sun in Libra's creativity. This brought the I want to say not necessarily higher meaning, but this brought the feel to it. You know what I mean? This is why he's able to put the emotions into it. This just allows him to take that universal emotion and everything that everyone feels, and he can bring that through his Libra sun and communicate it with words. But he's able to take those feelings that everyone can relate to. So that's why you hear him putting a lot of his business in his music and things like that. Now with this moon and Pisces, even though he's able to empathize with others well and things like that, a lot of the times he probably feels like he doesn't belong anywhere. If you understand what I'm saying, if you when you're mixing that moon energy, your feelings, your emotions, how you feel deep within, and you're bringing in that you know, scattered all over the place, everything, just everything, everyone, that energy. Sometimes it's probably hard for him to figure out exactly where he belongs in the madness, you see what I'm saying? And this probably causes a lot of fear in him deep down. Like when he's at home, this probably causes a lot of fear in him because he can't really figure out exactly where he belongs. You see many great artists with the moon in Pisces, and this has to do with, like I said, in Pisces being about everything, the subconscious, everyone on a higher level. You understand what I'm saying? It has to do with everything. That energy and you're creating from that, it can apply to anyone. Anybody can relate. Anybody can get on the wave, because Pisces isn't necessarily the creativity, although they can be creative. I see that more for Venus. Neptune is the wave, the vibe, the flow of the music, how you know the song before the words even start. You see what I'm saying? That's that Neptune energy, just the feel of it, the vibe, as they say. That's Pisces. So he's taking that, and that energy, although it can be confusing and can lead to not feeling like you don't know where you belong, and that can lead to depression and things like that, you can also create for the masses from that energy. You can emote very well. You can express an array of emotions. You can express, and then you can express them on a frequency that everyone can relate to. Anyone can turn it on and vibe with it and just feel the groove, feel the flow. They may not even necessarily have been through that scenario themselves, but they can just feel the vibe. You understand? That's what that moon in Pisces is. And then that sun in Libra, he's able to put the words on top of it. And those words you're going to be able to relate to, and they're going to be pleasurable to listen to. Now, this moon in Pisces also creates, an aspect of him where his feelings change a lot, because remember, Pisces is a mutable sign. Mutable is the modality. And what mutable signs do, they change a lot. That's what mutable signs are: adaptable. Mutable signs can go with the flow. Mutable signs, that's what they're all about. They're all about the change, the constant change, being able to adapt, being able to shake and move, being able to find their way in and out of situations through change. So with that being in his moon, that's how he is with his feeling. So oftentimes, probably the people around him, or his feelings change based on the people around him. Because remember, Pisces is all about everyone else. Everything else is about the world. Overall, it's about everything together. So his feelings probably change based on who he's around. So that probably throws people off, because they're used to one side of him, or one of his characters, because Pisces can create these characters, create that fantasy. Remember that rose-colored glasses. Remember that flow. So Pisces can go through many different characters, and make you believe every single one of them. But like, you'll be around a Pisces and you'll see them like switch, or you'll notice like they act totally different around certain people, or it just feels like they're wearing a mask all the time. You're like, do I really know you? Like, a Pisces will give you that. So with that being his moon, that's how he is at home. That's how he is with the people closest to him. That's how he feels. So, and with it being about everybody else, like I said, he probably changes all of the time. How he feels probably changes day by day, depending on who he's around. He's probably very affected by the people he's around. That's why you can see, like, when he's around, when he goes back home and things like that, he may have more of a negative disposition, or may, be emoting that way, because that's what he's around. He's taking that in. Remember, he's sensitive, that moon in Pisces, so he's taking everything in around him. So he really needs to make sure that he keeps positive things around him, and that he's not shape shifting all the time and trying to adjust himself all the time to what's going on around him, because that'll affect him deeper than it would most people, because that's his moon. So that's really his inside, and how his comfort, his comfortability, as That's really affecting him on that level deep down within, so he can't really afford to be in toxic situations and things like that, because he will engulf himself. And then remember, Pisces is a water sign. He will become that. You see what I'm saying? He will flow with that. He's mutable. It's mutable. So his feelings, he will emerge with his environment and be able, like I said, to adapt and adjust, which can be a positive aspect. But this also, like I said before, can create where you don't know who you are. Like you don't have a clue who you are, what you really feel, because you're so caught up in everything else. And then that's where you'll get the isolate. That's when you'll get that side, and they're switching to that side where they want to isolate and just be by themselves and be in their own little fantasy, idealistic world. You know what I mean? Because Pisces can create that fantasy, that rose colored glasses, that illusion, that Hollywood Neptunian energy, you know what I mean? So that was part two, all about Kentrell's moon in Pisces. We got to see some of maybe those fears that he has on the inside while he gets into those depressive modes. We also got to see how he's able to connect with everyone, strike that higher wavelength, hit that higher frequency, go with that flow, put that flow into his music, put that higher, you know, it's that vibe. We got to see where he gets the vibe from. You see what I'm saying? But as this also, don't forget, this also creates that fantasy world. So we also got to see why he may not necessarily be all the way there. But you didn't hear from him. No, but really, that's just going to allow him to build his fantasy. And think of the other moon in Pisces. Think of Never Never Land. What was I'm sorry, what was Prince's Ranch called? Moon and Pisces, they're going to create that fantasy world for themselves. So you have to remember that when you're dealing with the Moon and Pisces. So that's why you saw him like running around with the tigers and monkeys and all of that. Like that's that Moon and Pisces energy. But as always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Make sure you kick back with part 3. Come on with it.